Molly Schriber-Cushing, and you're watching Family Business Dimensions, the research you need to prioritize what's important and how to overcome your family business challenges. So to start off this video series, we need to start with a really important question. What is a family business? How do we define that? The terminology is pretty loose and scholars have a really hard time agreeing. For the purpose of this video series, we're really going to focus on small and medium-sized businesses. We're not going to be really focusing on large family businesses like ConocoPhillips, like Walmart, and like several of the rest. We're going to focus on medium and small family businesses. So, what is a family business? Well, first of all, what you need to know about family businesses are that they're incredibly heterogeneous, meaning they're very diverse. So they differ in their goals, how old the family business is, what they prioritize, and then they also differ in their phase of succession, meaning are they still on the founder owner or have they moved to the successor, or are they on their fourth generation if they're lucky. Family businesses also differ in their level of family involvement. So in 1999, a popular article came out by Cha, Chrisman, and Sharma. And the definition that they came out with is one of the most popular. A lot of scholars agree that this is the best way that we can define it. So here it is. A family business is a business governed and or managed with the intention to shape and pursue the vision of the business, held by a dominant coalition, controlled by members of the same family, or a small number of families in a manner that is potentially sustainable across generations of the family and or families. Okay. So we heard a couple things in that definition. So the most important things in there were a family business is either family owned or family managed. Okay. A family business is one that has family involvement, some level, any level of family involvement. The last thing that we heard that was really important in there is that they have intent of succession to the next generation. That's really important. That might not mean that they succeed with succession. That means that there's just intent. There's possibility of passing the wealth and the livelihood of the family business to the next generation. Okay, so in really simple terms then, a family business essentially is any business that considers itself a family business. So let's look at an example. Let's take Birch & Goldberry, for example, a candle company. So there are actually three partners in this business. Two are sisters and one's a family friend. They would never consider themselves a family business. They happen to be partners in business that happen to be family members. But because they're young, especially right now, they're not thinking that they're going to create wealth for their entire family and then pass it on to their children. That's not the intention. The intention is to create a candle company. That's a business. It might evolve into a family business later if it succeeds and does really well. But right now, they don't consider it a family business. Okay, let's look at another definition. So another great example is a majority collectivist culture. So in a majority collectivist culture, let's take farming, for example. You might have a mother and a father who have several children, and the children know, or at least the oldest knows, that he will or she will eventually take over the family farm. It's inherent in raising the kids. That child, when they're an adult, would never even consider the possibility of a career outside of the family business. They are there to serve the family business, for the greater good of the entire family. That includes their family, that includes their parents when they culturally retire, because at some point, especially in farm work, people get old and you can't work. So the son or daughter will have to support his parents. On the other hand, that means that that son might also have to support the family that he creates within that larger family context. He might have to support his siblings. He might have to support grandparents above his parents. So it's creating business for the greater good of the entire family, creating wealth for the entire family. It's a livelihood. Okay, on the other hand, we have individualistic cultures like the one that we live in. So the individualistic culture with family business is like farm again. Mother, father, they have children. They raise those children to be competent, able, and they have their basic needs met. So that means that part of what the parents are doing is saying, you have a choice to take on this family business, or you have a choice to go take a different career. The choice is yours. It's not required. And what's super interesting about a lot of the family businesses I talk to is that the ones who didn't have their sons and daughters seek outside experience, whether it was an internship or several years at another job or get an MBA or whatever, those family businesses, their largest regret that they tell me is that they wish their son or daughter had had outside experience, because then you can mess up at another business and come back and do your family business right and take it to the next level. So in an individualistic culture, family business is a family business until that son or daughter says, okay, mom and dad, I'm no longer interested in this. I'm going to go do my own career. And then the father and mother either decide to close the business, sell the business, or they find another successor that's within the family or outside the family. So long as there's family involvement, that family business is considered a family business. Once there's no longer family involvement, it might have a history of being a family business, but it's no longer a family business. Another set of academics came out with another definition of family business, and it was updated. And this happened in 2012 by Zellweger, Nason, and Norquist, and they introduced a new concept. They said, if a family is holding multiple businesses, the family may not intend to control or to continue to shape the strategy of any individual business across generations, but rather to control and to shape the strategy of a collection of firms and business activities across a limited holding period. Okay, so what we call this, or what they called this, was multi-generational entrepreneur orientation. So this is an updated version of a family business definition, implying that no longer do we just think about family businesses as one business. A family might have multiple businesses, multiple investments. They might have created a business for their son or daughter to fill a position, or in order to accumulate wealth in their family, they acquired multiple businesses and then they sell the ones that they don't need anymore in order to maintain the wealth within the family. So this is actually rather new within family businesses in the last couple of years of the thinking that a family business is not just one family business anymore. It might be multiple family businesses controlled by one or a couple families. So that's really important. But the point of family business is, the important part is family involvement and the intent to pass it to the next generation. So the point of family business is that it's rather subjective. It's whether that business itself considers itself a family business. So the types and severities of the challenges that the family businesses will face depends on their age, their phase of succession, their goals, and their priorities. It also really depends on their level of professionalism, what stage are they at. We'll get to those challenges a little bit later. Now I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, what kind of family business do you have? How do you define family business? Do you have a one business, or do you have multiple family businesses? Did you like this video? Share it with your family and your coworkers. Remind yourself what's important and prioritize in order to overcome your family business challenges. I'm Molly Schriber-Cushing, and this is Family Business Dimensions. We'll see you next time.